Welcome to Boys, episode 112?
112.
All right, I had to second guess myself. They're going by so fast.
112 was a great R&B group in the 90s.
What with songs like?
I can't recall.
Do you remember?
That was a good one though.
I can't recall.
That was a really good one.
I can recall.
It's a real chart topper. We are here tonight with our friend Randy Heyer. You might be the first returning guest. Am I crazy here?
He is.
You're the first returning guest to Boys.
Nice.
So
Hey, nice.
First
how does that make you
two-timer.
feel?
Makes me feel good, man.
Good. Go ahead and pull that mic up real close.
Pull it up real close.
There you go. Now I just wanted to hear that beautiful
The rich
smoky.
timbre.
Yes. Is it timbre or timbre? Because I know there's a band, isn't there?
I thought it was
Jeffrey
I thought it was
Tambor.
timber.
Okay.
I thought it was timber. I don't know, man.
See, split decision. How have you been since the last time you came on, Boys? You've had a dare I say crazy year.
Yeah.
As so many of us have here in the room.
Yeah, totally. Crazy couple years actually, but
The Divorce Club.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
totally.
Isn't it awesome, dude? Do you
It's,
want to just talk about that for an hour?
not really, but it's it's fine. I'm glad we all got to do it together.
I know. I know.
So like, yeah.
You guys like a rom-com.
I know. You're next.
No,
All right.
I am not.
Just kidding. Yeah, man, a lot has happened. I wanted to bring you back on just because, it's no secret that I am a Randy fan and friend.
Yeah.
And I liked your appearance last time, and I figured we'd have a lot to talk about tonight.
Fuck yeah, man. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man, I would like to start it off with a little bit of bad news. A few hours ago, a little earlier today, something got fucked with. Something got gutted.
Yeah.
Something got smoked. And I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it because I have some thoughts of my own. But this show's about sharing, learning, growing. So I want to know what you guys thought. I read quite a bit about it today on my break, and sent a couple tweets, a couple Reddit posts, sent a couple emails.
Really?
Signed a petition.
Nice.
Signed a petition.
You signed a petition?
Today.
Damn, dude, you got on it.
Yeah, I went on our 15-minute break at the end of the day, towards the end of the day. There's a tattoo shop right down the street from our job site, and I went, and it took me all of 1 minute to walk in, sign the petition to get 797, I believe.
Yeah.
On the ballot in November.
That's for recreational, correct? Yep.
Yeah, and that was my big takeaway from today's events. I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, people who listen to the show and are in line with the way we think and the way, the excitement we had just a week or two ago, that was deflated a little bit today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think there's going to be a pushback. I don't think anything's chiseled in stone. I don't think that's the be all end all of things. What do you think?
I was trying to find it. Someone just posted the actual what they shut down, like the smokables, no smokables, which I thought they worded it that way. Like, that's just a funny way. Like, really? Like smokables.
Yeah,
But
it's a weird way to describe
You can have pills and all this other shit. You just can't have anything that's in smokable form or flower or bud form, I think is what they said. So yeah, what the fuck are you going to do?
What about vapable forms?
So that was not
There you go.
specified.
Vapable, as of now, is still on the table, which is cool. I'll take what I can get, but that's not what I voted for.
No,
at all.
It's not. But again, like I said earlier, like before we started recording, it's like, I feel like just if you roll up a joint or you pack a bowl, right? You know what you're getting into when you're smoking. You're just like, okay, take a couple hits or whatever, and then I'm good. I'm cashing out. But if you eat a fucking a brownie, you don't know where you don't know. It's a roller coaster. You're fucked.
Anything digestible.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about like they want it to be like a THC pill. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
The whole thing with like the pharmaceutical, like getting rid of taking pills.
Right.
Because no matter what the pill is, it's still fucking terrible for your insides. Like eats the shit out of your body doesn't know how to process a pill.
Well, I don't know anybody that has eaten
a weed pill?
a legal edible or illegal for that matter, but a regulated like corporate made, I guess you'd say, a commercial edible, and hasn't had a bad experience at least once. Like with the whole you eat one, hey, this ain't doing shit, I'm gonna eat 2 more, and then it's like, oh fuck, because it's a totally different experience. Have you had a bad run in? Or?
I feel like every time I get edibles, I like don't feel. Everybody's like, I'm fucking high, and I'm like, man, why do I not have regular weed on me? Like we went to Rocky Mountain National Park, we just took edibles, and like. The whole time I was just like, I'm not high. This sucks. I was like mad about that, even though I just couldn't let myself enjoy the like.
It never caught up.
No, but the next day, like I woke up in the middle of the night and I was just like, oh, I feel fucking super stoned, but like I'm like kind of like tired in a way that like smoking weed doesn't make me feel, and it lasted like all next day. So it was just like kind of like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know why it did that, but it's done that to me a couple times.
Like
just,
groggy high.
I feel like lethargic.
Yeah.
And just like, I want to like lay down and die. Kind of like, let me find like the nearest dark hole that I can lay in for like 8 hours.
And the worst part is that like, I'm paying for pain. I'm paying to feel like shit.
Yeah.
Or good. It's the roll of the dice. You don't know.
It truly is. I've had good experiences. I've had bad experiences. Now I'm just smarter and know, if I were to eat an edible, I don't go crazy. Like I'll eat one or I'll eat half of one and wait a little bit. But that's boring.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just want to throw it all down and get lifted.
I think we're at that age, like with everything else.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait 45 minutes.
We're at the age, you know what you like. I'm going to eat at this restaurant most of the time. I'm a meat and taters kind of person. I'm a meat and taters with my weed. Like I'll just buy a bag of whatever. It doesn't have to be some weird fucking name. It doesn't have to look purple with hairs on it. Look at the hairs on it. It just I just wanted to give me a little bit of high, a little high.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I'm cool with that forever.
Hey, is this going to fuck up my brain or my body? Cool, I'll take that one. It's like, I don't know. It's so fucking dumb. But
I think the silver lining of the whole thing, of the backlash today, is I think it's going to open the door for full recreational. Because I think it pissed a lot of people off. Yeah. And if they came out in numbers the first time, while it's very off-putting and it makes you feel like your vote doesn't matter, because it's like, that's like the kid that took the ball home with them because they lost the game. And that's fucked up, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
100% what it is.
Yeah.
But hey, fuck you guys. We won. We won fair and square.
The people have spoken. You know what? And the emergency rules. Just that term was
emergency.
Really.
One lady, it was a congressman or a woman or some state representative said, "quote, the public did not know what they were voting for when they voted yes." I'm like, that's bullshit. That's why we voted.
Yeah, that's what they said when we voted to make it a misdemeanor instead of like a federal offense. You know, it's like, no, fucking asshole. That's why we voted. We voted yes on this. That's why are you dumb? And then they're doing it again.
It's almost the same thing with the Electoral College. Like, fucking Hillary Clinton won by like millions of votes. And they're like, well, the public doesn't know what they're voting for. Let's just get this Electoral College to vote this fucking Cheeto in. And that's it.
It just makes me feel like, it does make me feel like the vote doesn't count if they can just emergency rule it. Like, what the fuck? First of all, it's not an emergency.
Yeah.
It's a vote. It's a process. It passed. Let's implement it. Let's be smart about it.
If we don't change this in 2 weeks, people will be fucking in the streets.
Yeah, dude.
Riots.
Yeah.
But it's not even supposed to take effect until like what? Like, it's not immediate. It's
like September, right?
So
there's 30 days.
I believe it was 30
right.
days. But I mean, even then, it's going to take some time. I get ironing it out. I mean, I'm a reasonable guy. Like, I get it. You know, it was a very liberal state question. I get maybe drawing it back a little bit, but for that, the ban on anything smokable? Like, what else are you going to do with it, man? Like,
all right. Liquor, it's like after prohibition. All right. Liquor it's illegal again, but you can't drink it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can
what
only
do we do with it? You can
chug it.
You can only sniff it. You can only smell it. And that's it.
You can bathe in like a bathtub full of 3-2 beer. And that's the only way that you can absorb alcohol.
Would that get you drunk eventually?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it would go in your pores and stuff. I don't know. You know, I was just making a joke, but like.
But I need to get to the bottom of this, Randy.
Well, also, I feel like It's like, why can't we smoke it? It's like, well, it's not good for you if you smoke it. Really? Okay, so what's up with cigarettes then?
Yeah.
Because we've been smoking those forever, and people are straight dying in the streets of Kansas.
I'll tell you what,
right now.
Literally fucking in the streets.
It's
like,
big tobacco, big pharma getting together. They're
We are a total like smoker state too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a
Heavy.
smoker too, but like it's just like it's like an accepted thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like a southern thing, like because you go to like California, New York, or the States, like people will smoke, but not as much because cigarettes are like $15 a pack.
Yeah.
right. I
They're
see
getting
your
up
point.
there now here, though.
Yeah, they're like 7 something now, I think, or it's about to.
A couple days ago, they went
Okay.
up like $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I'll tell you, I see your point, Josh. But at the same time, last time I went to California, I saw so many people smoking
Cigarettes.
So many, yes, cigarettes. So many, more than I thought that I would see.
But is it because outside you can only smoke outside? People are like, "Fuck it, it's nice outside. It's 77 degrees. I'm going to step outside and smoke a cigarette."
That could be a part of it. Yeah, it was very.
But maybe they're also
nice.
smoking weed, and at the same,
Did you almost say high-end?
they're highing up, they're chiefing, they're getting high, and nothing's better than just taking a little puff of like a menthol cigarette when you're high as shit.
I feel like my experience in like big cities though, like DC, New York, or San Francisco, like if you're smoking, like a million people, like that happens to me here, but like in those cities and stuff, it's just like people, I guess, assume maybe that you're rich or something and come up and just like, give me a cigarette. Like no matter what, anywhere you are, you will like have 3 people trying to bum one off you.
Dude, homeless
And I
people,
just can't sustain that.
No, they're expensive.
I get hit up all the time, like walking to a gas station, there's like a homeless guy sitting by the door, and he's like, "Hey man, give me a cigarette." I'm like, "I don't smoke." Bullshit. A guy said that the other day. I'm like, I don't smoke.
If they're trying to call your bluff, like
Yeah.
you clearly
Yeah.
aren't smoking.
I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna go inside and buy him like the cheapest pack of cigarettes, just throw it at him and go, fuck off.
No, dude, you buy a pack of cigarettes and you get a cup of water
And just dump them in there.
and you just dump them in there. Hey, you're homeless, dude. Are you fucking
Wow.
telling me
I
what to
don't
do?
know. That's rough,
you can't- No, here's the thing.
He dried out. He
Dude.
laid that shit out like fucking laundry.
I can't stand that shit, man. And like before, I would totally give people homeless money. Homeless people money all the fucking
No, I give
time.
people homeless people.
I like homeless
people.
money. Yeah.
Until I went to college downtown, and the same 3 fucking homeless guys were like, "Can I have change? Eat my asshole for $5. How about that? You can do that." Like, I'm not giving you any fucking money, dude. It's so annoying. I don't know. Call me shitty, and you know what? I won't care, because it's like I am so over getting asked for money. Cigarettes. It's the same thing too. It's like, "Hey, can I have a cigarette?" I don't have cigarettes, dude. And then they get mad at you. And it's like, dude, you can't fucking be mad at me for not giving you shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I will say, back when I used to smoke, somebody asking for a cigarette, it just, I don't know what it is about it, but even a friend or something, it would always just bum me out. Like, I get, bumming an extra smoke or something, but you'd always have that friend that would always bum cigarettes to the
Yeah.
point where, like, it would impede your enjoyment of the cigarettes because you didn't want to smoke in front of them as much. Like, you just had all these cigarettes to waste,
Classic bummer. The
Yeah.
classic bummer.
And I've bummed a smoke or two in my day.
Right.
But I was never, like, the bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
mean, sometimes you find yourself in this. The thing is with
That's true.
friends, I mean, not with people who live on the streets and stuff necessarily. I don't feel like they owe me anything. But with like friends and stuff, sometimes you just got to pay what you owe. But at the same time, that's what being friends is for, I guess. Like,
Sure. Like,
Have you ever had a habitual bummer though?
I mean, yeah, I've known those people, but those people aren't your real friends. You know,
Right.
if they don't ever pay you back, and they don't at least acknowledge that they've never paid you back or whatever, like, fuck those people.
Life's too short, man. Just fucking kick them to the curb.
I feel like the habitual cigarette bummer is also the same kind of guy who will, if you're going to the bar to get another drink, will follow you up and like try to elbow in like a drink or a beer or something. One of those.
You bum one thing, you bum another, I guess.
Yeah,
Just
pay it forward, I guess.
Keep
Like,
on bumming. Like my wife is trying to quit smoking, so she doesn't buy cigarettes. And if we end up going somewhere after like 2 or 3 drinks, she's like, "God damn, I don't want a cigarette." You don't want one. Like if you want one, ask Chris. But like she feels bad about it.
But the thing is, she does want a cigarette.
Yes.
She does.
Yeah.
So for you to say
I
she
know.
doesn't want
I
like, you
know.
don't want one. No, I really want, like, dude, like I just drank a beer. I really want a cigarette.
Yeah.
But see, I don't consider that like a bummer. Like a classic bummer is a person who fucking never has cigarettes.
Right.
But from the jump, just like, give me a cigarette.
The occasional bum is fine.
Yeah.
You know, everybody runs out sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, and that could be with anything. But yeah, the constant bummer, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's.
Do you think that'll be a thing once we fucking eradicate this whole smokables thing? And you're out. I mean, I guess you can't smoke in public. But hey, man, can I get one of those joints?
I don't know. I've never been asked for a hit.
Or no, wait.
Like, ever.
Or okay, the bummer, the dude who like comes into your circle at a party or whatever, and is like, "Hey, man, can I hit that?"
Hey man, I've been that person. I actually have a story about that.
Oh,
I
yeah?
went to a show the other day, and like these people were like smoking weed or whatever out of like a little vape pen, and they were like, "Hey," they motioned to me, and I was standing with like a group of people, and we all walked over there, and there was this dude that was like, I walked over there, and I was just like, I don't know, I was just trying to be funny. Maybe it was awkward, but I was like, "Y'all smoking weed?" And he was like,
Classic
"What are you-"
line.
He was like, "What are you, a cop?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am a cop." And he was like, he said something like, I don't know. But, I mean, I was clearly joking. Anyway, he like took a hit off this and like passed it over me and shit. And then they just like passed it away from me. And I was like, man, that's not cool.
That
you know?
reminds me of the
So
scene.
I was that person, and I felt kind of, because I feel like if it was my weed, you know, like people can join in. Especially if I am like, hey, come over here.
Right.
You know?
It reminds me of that scene from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where they're all sitting down drinking around the campfire, and they like pass it over Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And, you know, old Costner steps up and he's like, "What, is my friend not good enough?" I don't remember the exact line.
Yeah.
But yeah, total. And that just makes you feel like an ass.
Yeah.
How are you gonna invite someone over and then be rude? That's
Yeah.
so mean.
So punk,
It
dude.
was a house show.
No,
so
but
it
I've
was,
also
like, kind
I've
of
also
a
been to
general,
shows
but,
where
yeah.
like you're doing that, and then someone just kind of like, "Hey guys," and kind of walks in. "Oh, what you guys doing? Smoking
Yeah.
weed? Cool. Let me get some of that." Like, no, man, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, that's different. That's so dumb. That sucks. When
Yeah.
people do that shit.
So speaking of punk, you had so you had this series of tweets the other day. It was last night or the night
yeah.
before, and we don't have to go really deep into it, but man, it enraged me
Yeah.
as a friend of Randy and a fan of Randy. I saw these tweets that you kept coming out with, and we're not going to name names or anything, but I was just like, what a fucking shitty place to be in, man. Like, you've put out several albums. How many albums have you put out?
Like 21.
Since 2001? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Pretty
well,
much?
like 2000. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Around the turn of the century?
Yeah.
21 albums.
That's a lot.
I was explaining that to Dylan today.
That is rad, dude.
Yeah, and he was like, he thought I like had a speech typo or something. He's like, "What? How many?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they're crazy. They're like all different, and some of them are really noisy, and some of them are really beautiful, and kind of this whole like, it runs the gamut in between. And I've always thought you were super prolific, and like, I mean, it's no secret that I like what you do. But to hear something like that, man, like really has to suck.
Yeah.
So you took to Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Twitter is like I've been on Twitter for like years, and I have like 30 followers or something. So I feel like I can just say like whatever
Now-
I want. It's like whatever,
Yeah.
Like,
I don't tweet. Can we share this tweet or
well,
what?
I don't know. I don't
just talk
wanna make
about
this
it.
into a deal.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Twitter is fun though.
Twitter is so fun, dude. It's my favorite social media.
Yeah, me too.
Because it doesn't get clogged up with a bunch of food photos and dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's thoughts, it's links, it's articles, it's opinions, but it's so easy to scroll on by.
Yeah.
It's no secret. I mean, we talk about social media all the time on the show, but like, there's a lot of things in my respective feeds that I just go, or just roll my eyes when I see it, But it's like, I would never be the person to call someone out. I would just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Just don't like it. Don't comment. Just keep going.
If you're that kind of person, like, dude, why are you doing that? Like, if you don't like it, then just shut the fuck up or say something to that person. I don't know, in person.
I think that's the problem. Like, social media is given everyone has a voice. Like, I mean, podcasts have done the same thing. Like, having the ability to record something in your own house gives everyone a fucking voice. But the social media thing makes it so instantaneous and faceless.
Yeah.
To where you could say whatever the fuck you want, and it's super shitty.
Yeah.
People just need an internal filter of like right and wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because you feel this way about something doesn't mean you immediately have to fucking say it.
I feel like now, though, I mean, I've seen it more and more where somebody says something like shitty on Facebook or something, they get fucking railed sometimes. You know, it's like, even if someone's like, hey, here's this post, and then someone's like, fuck you. And then all of that person's friends are like, hey, fuck you, bro. Like, you can't just get on here and just like talk shit.
And it's like hundreds of comments after that. For instance, today I was on my break just looking at service industry. There's a service industry only Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I'm
Sounds
scrolling through
really awesome.
Well, it's for like job postings and things like that. So I was just scrolling through it, and this dude posted some shitty thing, like something about like millennials and bitching about them not working hard enough or whatever. And there's hundreds of comments like "fuck you, old man." They go to like his Facebook page. They're attacking his social or his picture, his profile picture. All kinds of shit, and then they start going deeper in comments of like, I gotta keep reading this shit. They're going like deep into like his background. They find his name, then they're
doxing him.
They're doxing him.
I gotta get off Facebook,
Dude,
just straight up.
It's insane.
I gotta delete it.
Yeah,
like
dude.
Tonight, maybe.
Like not even not the pussy deactivate stuff. See, I just said the P word, and I'm feeling like, oh god, I'm gonna get backlash.
Pussy,
about
the
it.
thing.
It's a pussy thing. It's a dick thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. It's
Yeah,
it's a thing. But dude, not that deactivation shit.
No, just like nuclear option. Just fucking blow it up.
I'm glad you bring that up. But let me ask you: when's the last time you got on Facebook? And you're doing your scroll, you know? Okay, let's say you get up in the morning.
I barely get on there anymore.
Okay, but still, when's the last time you're scrolling and you go, yep.
I don't like 4 years ago, maybe.
I like that. I really like that.
Not just a click like, no, I do enjoy it physically in my own person, and I have to touch a screen to show that I like it.
Now it's just like my family members are racist. Like,
I don't
these
think like
people are
anybody else.
Still up to their same fucking bullshit that they've been up to for like since I've known them. You know, I don't know. It's
And
like I'm
everybody-
invited to fucking all these events. It's like
that you're not gonna go to.
I'm never gonna go to
Yeah.
like maybe just reach out to me personally and be like, come to my thing, and I'll be like, okay.
Or I'll tell you
will,
what,
know?
if I want to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's something that I actually drag my ass to,
Yeah.
I want to be there.
Yeah.
Like I met you once. The worst is you meet somebody maybe through the podcast or through your band or something, and you wake up in the morning and you got a friend request.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, so-and-so invited you to open mic night at the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't even, I was just being nice.
It's the networking part of social network.
Yeah,
that's
you've
like,
been invited to like so and so's band. And
Yeah,
it's
you-
like
you'll comment
the
on
worst
something.
thing
Our
you've
first
ever-
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the second you like it, it'll post a thing, and then it's like my mom likes that I like this horrible band that I
Yeah.
was liking as just a courteous
Yes.
whatever.
The courtesy
You know what I
like.
mean?
Yeah.
and then then the ads that fucking pop up all the time.
yeah.
And you'll start seeing like family members or like people that you kind of respect. Like she doesn't listen to the podcast, but
We naming names?
My friend's mom.
Oh.
She
that
friended me on
bitch. Yeah.
Facebook.
What a
and-
bitch.
But it used to be just like nice little post, blah blah blah, and then now it's all this like pro-Trump, like just hating Mexican shit. I'm like, man, I have to unfollow you. I'm sorry.
It blows my mind that people like that just spew out the hate speech freely.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: she seems like a sweet. I've known her forever, sweet lady. But knowing that it's like now you have the freedom to just be a shit without thinking you're being shitty.
Well, you didn't realize you lived within her bubble, you know? Mm-hmm. But like she has like a sphere that she lives in, and
Right.
you lived inside of it.
Yeah.
So you were protected, but
Yeah, it's like a what
she's
do they
a
call
fucking
that?
monster, but why would you ever know that as a kid, you know?
Yeah, and the other thing is a lot of people don't really realize how social media works. Like kind of like you said, you like something and it pops up on my feed that Randy Heyer liked this. Why? I know. It's like, Randy, I like you. It's been established that I like you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What you like.
Exactly.
I like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you like, silly bands or, whatever.
Yeah.
ShamWow.
Yeah.
Randy Heyer likes ShamWow.
Great.
Yeah.
Robbie likes Target.
Oh, no, the worst. My girlfriend, every once in a while, for some reason, it pops, and I don't check Facebook very often. I do have to get on it for work like I have to get on mine to manage the work account that I use, which sucks. But every once in a while, you log in and you inevitably see that top post. And it's just like Russian roulette, It's just, it's scary. But every once in a while, I'll log in and it says, Caitlin Finney likes Facebook. And it's the funniest shit.
I was gonna say, is there anything more basic than like you go to someone's page and it's just like bland profile picture, or it's like likes Target, likes all this basic shit, like it's not
Starbucks,
likes Beatles, Starbucks, like bands. It's just like,
wait, you don't like the Beatles on Facebook, dude?
No.
The Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, yeah. Johnny Cash, great,
Cash,
dude, real cool.
That's a given. Like, I'm never going to like the Beatles on any social media. I like them.
If you don't like the Beatles, you're like wrong. Anyway,
you don't deserve a Facebook.
I forgot. This definitely ties into social media. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast or not, but do you remember I was cooking dinner a month or so ago?
I love dinner.
And then I get a text on my phone and I'm in a group chat, which fuck group chats. They're the worst.
Are they worse than Facebook though?
Well, this tied into both.
All right.
Yeah.
Because it was, remember? Okay, so my grandparents, they have Facebook now.
You're in a family group chat.
Hold on. I didn't want it. I'm cooking dinner. I'm doing my thing. It's just like end of the day, winding down, making food, super tight, so chill. And then I get like bring, and I'm like, what the fuck? Look at my phone, and I'm in a group chat with my brothers, my sister-in-laws, and my mom. And she's like, hey, could someone please talk to Nana, my grandmother, because she's super pissed at me right now because of a Facebook post. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, she thinks that I don't love anybody, or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then my little brother calls me and he's like, have you seen the Facebook post yet? And I was like, no, dude.
Did you text your mom and say, hey, maybe you should like grandma on Facebook?
No.
She'll get a notification.
What it
Her
was,
fan page or her personal page?
Right, exactly.
Oh, boy.
What it was,
Nana's fan page.
what it was like, here's the
Josh
10
Montgomery
people.
likes Nana.
Well, I might.
Banana enthusiast.
It was like a post that was like the 10 most important people to you. And it's one of those
Oh,
stupid
God.
like Facebook algorithm things that are like, these are the people that you talk to the most. It doesn't fucking matter who you like
the same
most.
shit that pop up every now and then. It's like, oh, you're celebrating 3 years of friendship with blah blah. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that person is.
Yeah.
It's always some cheesy graphic of like a record being put up.
Yeah.
It's like your photos falling on top of
It's
each
so
other.
Yeah.
fucking corny, dude.
I had one that was my dad once. I'm like, yeah, I've known my dad for 36 years.
Yeah. But you've only been friends with him for 3.
Yeah.
Right? That's what matters.
So my grandma's name was like at the low end of this list.
Oh.
So were all of her kids, and my grandpa wasn't even on it. And my grandma was like, your mom doesn't care about us, blah, 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 essentially. And so I'm like in this Facebook, or I'm in this text, and I'm like, this is so fucking dumb. This is so dumb. My little brother calls me cracking up. And he was just like, can you believe this shit? Oh my God. And I was like, all right, guys, I'll get this. And I call my grandmother and I'm like, that's not how Facebook works. It's an algorithm. Like mom didn't type any of that. And she's like, yeah, she did. That's what it said on Facebook. And I looked at the post and I was like, no, that's not it. It's just a stupid thing. And I had to explain how algorithms worked to my grandmother.
Who voted for our president? More than likely, right? Okay.
And
not your grandma, but grandmas in general.
Yeah. My grandmother, yeah. So I had to explain to her that. Then I had to explain how Facebook works. And then I had to explain to her that my mom loves me and her own dad. And I was just like,
Oh my
it was
God.
it was so fucking
But that's
dumb.
the thing. It's like,
Did it make your night?
worse.
Okay.
Yeah, I was having a great night. And then I'm like, here's some family drama. And I'm like, thanks, Facebook. Thank you so much. Like, oh.
I feel like Facebook does more of that than it does bring people together. That it's like that's the whole slogan thing is like bringing people together. No, man, you're causing more turmoil.
Yeah.
But just even that is old people not understanding how social media works. But it's also shit like I was saying, like just blasting someone on Facebook for no fucking reason, or you make a post that is just vague and then it just or calling people out for shitty shit that they may not know that there's shitty shit about them about.
Well, that's why fucking Facebook is dead, man, because our parents and our grandparents and shit, I mean, that's it, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear. Is like my grandma said on Facebook, it's like, well, I don't want to be on fucking Facebook.
Like MySpace. When my mom got a MySpace account, I'm like, I'm done.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm out.
Mama was tangling, I think.
My mom might have been tangling on
Well,
MySpace.
let Mama tangle, but
Mama needs dick every now and
We're all
then.
adults here.
Yeah.
Mama needs a tangle, but
Mama loves tango.
that's why Instagram is like. Have you ever seen World War Z when they're in Jerusalem and all the zombies are climbing the wall or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
That's what we're inside of Jerusalem right now. That's Instagram, and like once my mom is on Instagram, it's like, well, social media is dead to me now.
Yeah, totally.
Like-
I wonder when it's going to get to a point where you could attend a funeral on Facebook. Like a live streamed funeral, or
I feel like it's happened maybe already.
You think so?
I'm so glad you said that, because as I was on the little 15-minute break we have, I'm just kind of just killing time. And it's when I saw that service injury post, and I was like, fuck that. So I exited out and I went back to the main page so I can scroll out. And then immediately someone shared this article of caskets. What is it? Something like caskets ain't shit or whatever. And it's people who are dead being posed at their funerals. There's a dude on a fucking ninja motorcycle, his corpse.
Whoa!
A dude dressed as Green Lantern.
That's sick,
Dude, it's
That fucking
insane.
rules.
There's a dude playing
into it.
dominoes, but they dress them up, they prop them up in their corpses, and instead of putting them in the casket, like, he really loved playing dominoes. Like,
What the fuck?
but isn't that better than laying there like a sarcophagus?
no,
Yeah.
the better thing is just burn me. You don't
Dude.
need to see me. I'm gone. I'm dead.
Okay, hold on.
I would request to be like, my dying wish is for my body to be posed like Billy Jack doing like a fucking kicking the cop in the face, and I want a living cop to pose with my corpse.
With your dead
For this
foot on his
photo.
face
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
worm, well, it's not worm eaten yet, but your rotting foot.
That would be perfect.
That's what I was going to ask. Let's go around the
Jesus
table
Christ.
here. What would you be posed as in a perfect Facebook funeral?
I feel like for me,
If you were to be embalmed and posed.
for me, I would say, like, I would want, because I heard it growing up so much, I would want to look like Sammy Hagar on the cover of any Van Halen record. My hair's just huge. I have an open shirt, wide open, hard nipples, and like spandex on, and just like scarves.
Well,
And
you're
that's
talking
it.
David Lee Roth, right?
No, dude.
Diamond Dave?
No.
Oh, the Red Rocker?
Dude.
The Red Rocker, man.
The dead rocker.
Oh, you812.
Ugh. Cool, bro.
That's probably me for right
cool.
now.
All right. What about you, Josh?
It's so morbid. I don't know if I would want to, but if so, I mean, if we're gonna go all out, dress me up as like I don't know. Okay, Gambit and like his like throwing cards pose, but I have the stick in my hand too.
That's so perfect, dude.
Yeah, like,
if I was going to make
that.
a bootleg Marvel movie, you would be actually a perfect Gambit.
Oh,
I
thanks,
think.
man. That means a lot.
Gambit was
That means a
cool.
lot.
Zombie Gambit.
Yeah, dude.
Ugh.
That'd be
Dude.
sick. What about you,
What you,
Robbie?
Robbie?
I'd be propped up beside a jukebox.
No. One leg
Fonzie
up on the
style?
jukebox, hat down.
Yeah, like that silhouette cowboy.
Yeah. Like I think there's an Alan Jackson record cover or something
Well,
like that,
they filled my boots up with sand.
so you can stay up.
Yeah, and they put a stiff drink in my hand.
This is a country song,
Nah,
Robbie.
well, I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to go tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
No, but in all seriousness, probably like jerking off.
Yeah.
That would be the way to go out,
Dick
dude.
in hand.
Well, that's my favorite thing to do. Like out of
Your
all,
funeral is your hard
funeral.
dick out.
Sitting on a toilet.
It's Robbie. No, it's you sitting on like a desk
into it.
with headphones on. They had to put some over the eyes because you're dead. Your eyes are gonna look fucking so something. But yeah, a laptop and then like your pants around your ankles, dick in hand,
and like some toilet paper
Yeah.
on the.
But it's a functioning computer, so you can hear the noises of like.
Wow, that was very real. But what if it? Let's take it a step further. What if it was this? Like, your back is to the crowd, and you're just like, "Ah, you're here."
What if you were like, I want my corpse to be depicted as being killed by like Jason or Freddy Krueger or something?
that's the way to
Yourself
do
all
it.
Split in half, you know?
That'd be
just
so
something
cool.
like fucked up.
I mean, you're already dead by that point. Why
I
not?
want to
Flies,
reenact the
just-
Kurt Cobain suicide photo.
Oh my god!
Be sick. I'd have Kate dress up like Courtney Love.
Oh,
We had
boy.
this whole theme going.
I didn't do it.
There's a specialist that will shoot your corpse in the face with a shotgun.
Yes, yeah.
To make it look as accurate as possible.
It's got to be authentic.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
Jesus.
Or I don't know, like the Jonestown Massacre would be
Yeah,
cool too.
that'd be
Like,
cool.
You know, get a couple friends
You've been
in on
talking
it.
about the
Like,
sunglasses that you want, dude.
I know, dude. I'm getting to that point in my life, Randy, and maybe we can segue here. Okay, man.
away from corpse sculpture.
Corpse propping.
Yes,
Further
yes
in.
and no.
If we're going to talk
Yeah.
about Jim Jones, then.
Yeah, I'm getting to this point in my life where I want to get the Jim Jones shades,
Do it.
right? But I think that spawned from my love for Jerry Garcia.
Yeah. I think you look like the guy from Urge Overkill in the
Yeah.
Is
Girl,
that-
you'll be a woman soon.
Is that
video.
good or bad?
I don't know.
A little
You
bit of
tell
both.
me.
Okay, I will. I'm going to look that up tonight.
So you want to go like full mirrored aviators?
Like the Jim Jones glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like mirrored, not even mirrored, but like that amber gradient that are kind of clear on the bottom, but they get more
Yeah.
opaque
yeah,
as
like
they go.
Yes.
like Coke dealer sunglasses. Yeah.
Yeah, no secret if you listen to the show that I love the Dead. I know that you're a Fish fan,
Yes.
and I always thought that
Oh,
was really interesting,
yes.
dude, because you were the last person I would have pegged as a Fish fan.
Yeah.
Now
And
I
I don't really like the Dead that much.
Right,
either.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like the Dead. I've went through a couple of Dead phases where like I liked them for a little while and I kind of forgot. But right now I'm like right in the middle.
What's your period?
Man, a lot of people like 72
Yeah.
to 74.
That's what I hear a lot.
Right, which Europe 72 is. If I were to sit down with you and we take I guess it wouldn't be the Grateful Dead challenge, but we'd take like a period challenge
Yeah.
or something. I would play Europe 72.
Well, that's like Europe's 97 with Fish.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like people's like sweet spot.
Yeah.
You know?
My thing is though, I actually really like the weird kind of coked out 80s Grateful Dead.
I kind of do too. From what I've heard, like the Jerry Garcia band, like the one with the cat on it or whatever.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's this
Cats
there's
Under the
sweet
Stars.
spot in music where it's like Fleetwood Mac and like Dylan goes into that. Like his Christian albums, I am a big advocate for. Even I don't know. People like are sort of mixed on the because all songs are all about Jesus and stuff, but it's like, well, it's still like one of the greatest songwriters who ever lived, and he's like he's giving you like an honest expression of his faith. So maybe it's you could trust him and it's worth listening to, but like. It's also in that sweet spot. And we were talking about Dire Straits earlier, where it's just like there's like organ in it or something. I don't know. There's just something like
There's an extra
very
little-
cocaine about like Breakdown by Tom Petty.
It sounds like
fucking
cocaine.
Rumors. It's just like this fucking cocaine night driving.
Would you say? I'm gonna say the keyboard is the most cocaine of instruments.
I think the electric piano,
Yeah.
is the cocaine fueled instrument of all instruments.
Yeah.
Like the bass, the guitar, the drums, they've been around forever.
Yeah, that's weed. That's
Maybe
acid. That's all that
cocaine
stuff.
is the most cocaine of all instruments. So honestly,
It makes you think you can play them all really good and fast.
Oh, well, a lot of them could though. That's like, I mean, that's the beauty of that.
Clapton,
era,
baby.
So I got
Clapton, baby.
I got turned
Clapton,
on.
dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge Clapton fan, but he's in there.
Have you
For
seen
sure.
the iconic
Yeah.
photo of him where he's like playing the guitar? Hey, guess what, guys? He's playing the guitar in the photo.
He's
Eric
in a
Clapton?
fucking
But
for real?
he's got a homemade shirt on with those like the Cooper black font. I don't know what font that. Like I'm trying to think of an example of that font, but it's like a nice fat serif font. You'd know it if you saw it. And he has a shirt on that it's obviously homemade or a fan made it for him or something, but it says "No blow, no show." And that is dope. And guess what? He's playing a show.
Yeah.
So guess what?
happened.
Blow happened, and he sniffed it all.
And I was hoping that you could see like
That's on
a
his
fucking just
writer.
a little some just white residue in his nose,
A little booger sugar.
little booger sugar hanging out.
So yeah, I never really got into Fish.
Yeah.
I listened to Analyze Fish.
Yes. Oh man,
Enjoyed it.
so good.
Yeah. But man, so my boss and we were driving from Chicago to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just through cornfields.
Yeah.
And we started talking. He loves the Dead. He loves Fish. And we started talking about it. And I told him, I was like, man, I've never really listened to Fish. And he's like, all right.
Oh, I saw your boss at Trey. I saw Trey in Tulsa, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're driving there, and man, so he puts on their first record, and Junta, yeah. And I was in the perfect state of mind. You know, we were just driving through this cornfield, just having a good time, and he plays it, and the excitement of him showing me this, like, you know, I love to streamy people. I love to forcefully turn people on to what I'm into, or try to turn them on into what I'm into. His excitement for this, and him like between songs or like on like kind of low points, he would like explain things to me.
Yeah.
Dude, we listened to the whole album. Like he was going to show me one song, and it turned into listening to the entire album.
Yeah.
And I finally got it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I finally did. Now, I still like the Dead more.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like the more ragtag nature of them. Like they don't really sing that well, and it's kind of sloppy sometimes. I like things
Two
that are
drummers,
shitty.
man. Come on now.
That is
Fish
fucking
is
dope. They need to
more
bring that back.
Progressive.
Yeah.
And jazzy.
Yeah.
You know? Like I hate when people say they're the exact same thing, because it's like,
They're not at all.
it's not, man.
Yeah.
Because there's like the Dire Straits, Police kind of influence in there. And yeah, it's also like kind of drawing on Frank Zappa and other stuff like that. But
They definitely, I mean, the Dead has some silly lyrics, but Fish has some really silly lyrics.
weirdly enough, they both have somebody writing the lyrics who's not in the band. Robert Hunter for the Dead and Tom Marshall for Fish.
Is that not a mind-blowing thing, though?
It's so weird because the lyrics are like kind of bad. So it's like you couldn't just write your own bad lyrics.
You couldn't do better than that?
Yeah.
Trey,
I wonder
come
if it's
on.
this. I wonder if it's like Trey Anastasio is like, okay, we went to the studio, we made some music, here's some demos. Man, just sit down and write whatever you feel when you hear the song, man. And then write that in that I'll sing that shit.
And it's just like gibberish.
Yeah.
You know? Which I kind of respect that. Like, I kind of respect a band. So many bands are like, oh, these lyrics are pulled from the depths of my heart. And
No, they're not. Dude, lyrics are the most bullshit ass thing. Like, it's not. It's jerk off material. Like, lyrics are just jerk off material. To me, I think.
Yeah.
They can be.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of bands that I like that the lyrics are everything.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a band like Fish, it's like, dude, the music really
Yeah.
sets the stage.
A
The
lot
lyrics
of the
come
best
second.
Fish songs have minimal lyrics anyway. Harry Hood, You Enjoy Myself. I meant to wear I have a bootleg Fish shirt that's like You Enjoy Myself. It's like, and play on the MTV logo that's like YEM, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the song? David Bowie?
David Bowie.
On it's
Yeah.
literally, it's got 6
Yeah.
words in the whole song.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it is, but David Bowie?
UB40?
Yeah, UB40. Yeah. It's like, but the
Two
song,
of my favorite artists, man. Like,
I love you before.
dude, the song bangs. Like, it's good.
It bangs, dude. Reba is my jam. That's on Lawn Boy, the next album. And fuck, man, I meant to bring it over, but I think it's like 9/14/2000 or something. I think that's my Reba, the one I listened to. We were talking about earlier.
Your version.
Going to the Wichita Mountains and smoking weed, like, which if you're in Oklahoma and I want a public service announcement, you should drive, you know, to the Wichita Mountains and smoke weed and listen to Fish or Dire Straits. But yes, Reba, dude.
How did
I
you
don't
get
know.
it? How did
Sorry,
you
I
get
didn't mean to
into them?
derail us.
No.
I don't
know.
How did you get into Fish? Because I don't peg you as a Fish fan. Like,
Well,
I never did, I should say.
I was listening to you talking U2 to me because like U2 is one of my favorite bands ever. And like, I love Adam Scott and I love Scott Aukerman. And so I was just listening to that and I was like, oh, this is a Fish podcast. And I was like, oh, Harris Whittles. And this was like a year or two before he died when I started listening to this. And I was like, he's one of my favorite people. Which, like, man, that makes me so sad to think about that, you know, because it's like, I wish that show was still going. I wish they would
Just one
have,
more.
like, I wish they would have done like how they did with You Talking U2 to Me and now Are You Talking to REM Re-Me, where they do just like episode like per album. Because I think if he really made Scott sit and listen to each album, including like at least official live, like a live one and Slip Session Pass, he would have gotten into it. But anyway. What were we talking about?
How did you get into that?
I was listening to Analyze Fish, and I was like, you know what? I need to fucking like will myself into listening to Fish. And I went down to Hastings, R.I.P.
The good ones always die.
Yeah, I know. I went down there to
I love
I went
Hastings.
down to Grave Rob or whatever, and I found Slip, Stitch, and Pass, which is the second album that Atlantic released. Most of the live stuff is released on their own record label, which is like Live Fish or something like that. But that is my recommendation for like, if you're trying to get into Fish, you should fucking check this album out. And I bought it for like $1. And on my way back from Norman, I'm like smoking weed in my car or whatever, you know.
Hypothetically.
And and it's raining, and I'm just listening to that shit, and I'm like, this is fucking like fire. Like it has an awesome version of Wolfman's Brother on there. It has some covers to draw people in. Like it has like a Cities by Talking Heads as a cover of that, and Jesus Just Left Chicago, ZZ Top. But it has a full Mike's Groove. It has Mike's song, Lawn Boy, Weekapaw. Mike's Groove is when it begins with Mike's song and they play a medley into Weekapaw Groove. It has my favorite version of Weekapaw Groove on it. I don't know. So I got really into Fish after that. And then if you look in dollar bins and stuff, I know for a fact at Guest Room right now, for $1 you can buy the Sick Disc and Farmhouse. If you fucking dig through like the hundreds of CDs in the
It's a lot of digging, man.
Yeah.
I love Fish, man. Like, fuck, I love Fish.
So what is it though? Because that's what I wanted to ask you in this great Dead Fish, which I don't want to use the word versus.
Yeah.
Because I'm inclusive, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm down for. There's room in my brain for both.
I want to like the Dead. I just like haven't gotten there yet. You know.
You will, dude.
I'm trying.
You will.
I've been listening to it a lot actually. Like, I have a friend that listens to it constantly. So
You made me a Fish mix.
I did
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
At this point, and I listened to the shit out of it, but I wasn't ready for it. Like I listened to it, you know. I respected the fact that you took the time to make me this mix.
Yeah.
And I definitely listened to it, but I wasn't quite ready. But I still have it, so I'm gonna go back now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Revisit.
Awesome. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just, you just kind of got to like let your inhibitions go, you know, and like follow the sweet groove.
Which sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible.
I was going to say, the reasons why I never gave Fish a chance was for Fish fans. It's because of saying exactly like what you just said. You just got to find the groove, man. And I love you as a person, but you know what I mean? Like you see him on like the live Fish videos. It's like always some like swaying, like mom.
But isn't that tight?
No,
but now you're in your 30s, so like
almost
who are you
40s.
to judge them?
Very
you know
true.
What I mean,
very true. I mean, like what you like. I feel like I had this conversation with Robert. The same thing. I was like, you know, because he was trying to show me Fish. I'm like, you know, I think Fish and Grateful Dead are best digested live. I just don't think it really translates. It doesn't hit me on any kind of audio format. I feel like if I saw Fish live, I'm gonna be like, that's dope. But on record, I'm just like, I don't.
Well, the interesting thing about me, the interesting thing about both bands is, so like they're both kind of, I don't know. It's kind of daunting to think about getting into their live catalog.
Yeah.
Because I know both bands just have endless discs. Of live. But now that I'm like, you know, a couple of years into liking the Dead and in this like resurgence right now, it's like I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Like just starting, but starting to know what eras I like more, where before it was just so intimidating just by the sheer volume of everything. And I'm sure it's the same with Fish, you know. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what was it? Dick's Picks for the Dead, and what's the one for Fish? What's the one that they had like?
It's just, I think it's Live
Fish. Yeah. I remember seeing those CDs in Best Buy and like, really? They're up to like 25?
I found like 14 of them for $1 each.
Did you get them?
Edmond, I bought, fuck yeah, dude. I bought them, and it's like 30 plus discs of Fish. So I have like so much in my house. But
I'm really proud of myself for not laughing when you said Dick's Picks.
Well, there's a guy named Richard that liked the Dead.
Can I say something? I know you guys you're
Absolutely.
having a Fish Grateful Dead throwdown, not versus obviously, but so I live with you, Robbie, and you listen to the Dead, and have been like, he's been like he has this sick ass guitar and an envelope filter, and like I'll be in my room and I'm just here like whoop 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 whoop, whoop, like just like him learning Grateful Dead songs, and it's super tight. And like I've listened to Grateful Dead more in my life now that I've lived with Robbie than I ever did, and I like it. It's not, you know, it's not my favorite,
Right.
But I also like, I've always been scared of like bands like that, like big jam bands that are just like, here's like this huge catalog and everything, and I don't think I want to try and like jump into the Grateful Dead or Fish, but I have found a band that I really want to get into, like really bad, like give it a listen, like as hard as I can, and that's King Crimson.
Yeah.
And like I've listened to like 21st Century Schizoid Man before, obviously. But the other day, I fucking listened to it. Like, I put my headphones on. I'm like, I'm going to fucking listen to this song hard, because I listen to a lot of Ty Segall, and like, I know that he's really influenced by King Crimson. And so I listened to it and I was like, dude, this is so fucking cool, because it gets real heavy.
Well,
like,
see, that's the thing about King Crimson is their look and their logo and their album covers and everything. I thought that they were like a fucking black metal band or something, or like really heavy. And it does get heavy, but it also gets weird, and
it's like real proggy. And like,
Yeah.
I really want to get into, like, try and get into some prog rock, because for a long time I was like, prog rock's not for me. Fuck all that noise. And then Robbie and I listened to all of Genesis, and I was like, you know what? Prog
It's
rock
so fucking
is
good,
pretty
dude.
fucking rad, dude.
we did the Genesis challenge, dude. We
listened to all of that shit.
Yeah,
like pretty much as soon as we moved in, like as soon as Dylan moved into my house.
Yep.
This is good, man. All right, I'm never gonna get laid again by anybody that ever hears this.
Yeah.
Well, besides one person.
Right.
But we started playing World of Warcraft.
Yep.
Together in the same room, and then jamming Genesis.
We would just
on a nightly,
like a good ass time.
It was
dude.
great.
It was,
dude, so much better
tight.
than the high-low.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. But now I'm just like, I want to get into more prog, but I want it to be heavy, and King Crimson does it. But I tried looking up some of their stuff on Spotify, and like, it's just like, for some reason it just doesn't bring up albums. It's just like tracks and shit, and it's just like, it's really confusing. But and I don't want any confusion when it comes to King Crimson. I want their first record. I want to get their first record, and I want to listen to it, and then I want to get the second record. You know?
Totally. You just have to jump in, man. With any band that has a ton of material out there, you just have to jump in.
And that band has had so many people in it, but there's been one dude who's been in it the entire time, and he's been their lead singer, or their drummer, or their guitar player, and like, he'll be their singer from like year 1972 to 1975, and then he'll switch and be the drummer, and they'll get another lead singer. And I'm like, that's such a crazy concept for the band, because then it's like, who, to me, I'm just like, who's King Crimson?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just
who
like,
is the king that wears the crown?
Who is? And it's him. He's always been there, but everyone around him has been changing, and it's fucking, I don't know. I'm really into like, like the King in Yellow and stuff like that, and
You
like,
just love kings.
yeah, but like that to me,
King
it's
Kong.
like, it's like real creepy to me. I don't know, and their music is just like wild, and I'm like, all right, I can get into this.
Well, do it, dude. Just jump in. Like I say that with anything. Like, if you want to get into something, like, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to know the most. You don't have to quote every album or every lyric. Just like find a starting point, jump in, and then you kind of like expand as it goes.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with like a band like Ween. Like, I don't love them. I respect them. I respect Ween, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's kind of daunting to get in. Like, where do I start?
Ween.
I always respect Ween. But, you just jump in, you learn. If it's not for you, you jump right back out.
Yeah.
Speaking of jumping in, I got to jump into the bathroom.
Cool.
So we'll be right back.
Hold on, I want to bring up a band.
No. Go ahead.
Well, we were talking, great
3
bands
seconds.
and stuff. Peaches and Cream was the song by 112.
Put it back on the mic. We're going to go to break with this. This might be a long outro. I do remember this song, though. Do you remember this song?
I don't know.
All right.
We'll get to the chorus.
We'll get to the
We'll
chorus.
play the chorus on the actual episode.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.
Sure.
boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. boyspodcast.com.
Boys Podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe.
Email us at boys@boyspodcast.com. Give us a little feedback. Put your physical address on the bottom of that email, or hell, anywhere in the email that it's legible. Why would it not be legible?
All emails are legible.
You're typing it.
Yeah.
Unless you're using, what is that, Winky Dinks? What's that?
Winky
What is
dinks.
that called?
Wingdings.
Wingdings.
Shrinky
Wingdings.
dinks. Like the symbols.
Yeah.
Classic Windows 3.1. I believe it goes back to there.
Gotcha.
Do not use wingdings.
Or winky dinks. Shrinky dinks.
Shrinky dinks, pinky dinks, stinky
use your
dinks.
words.
Stinky pinkies.
Sticky pinkies.
Yeah.
But put your physical address and name. We will send you some free stickers and shit.
Dude.
Share a story with us.
My semicolon key, it always stinks, if you know what I mean. Thank you to our sponsors, Anthem Brewing, makers of high-quality beers, anthembrewing.com. Also, Fat Bison, maker of good wood signs, furniture, and more. Check them out at fatbison.com.
Lastly, thank you for the donations and the feedback. The responses and stuff from the questions on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
We'll get into those a little bit later in the
Yeah.
episode. And yeah, thank you guys. It means a lot to us
It does.
to get that little give back.
Yeah.
You know?
Like to hear from you.
It's wonderful. So keep it up, and we'll post more questions every weekend. It's really fun to read the responses and reply to them and read them on the air. So keep that up, and now back to the show.
Cold iron shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you bound to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee jet. Rich man step on my poor head. When you get back, you better butter my bread. Well, you know it's like I said. You better head back to Tennessee jet.
Welcome back. Episode 112 with Randy Heyer, Josh Montgomery, Dylan Eubanks,
Hey.
and Robbie Ray. So, Randy, what's going on? I know we talked about your musical depth, your back catalog. Speaking of depth, speaking of daunting, but what's going on lately?
I put out an album like a month ago called Playtime. It's on Randy Rules. That's RULZ.bandcamp.com.
I would highly implore our listener to check it out. It's good shit, man.
It's got a little bit of everything.
It does. So give me the lowdown on this recording process. How did you tune your guitar? Or did you?
It's standard tuning.
Okay, good. It's a good start.
This album I recorded all on my phone, which goddamn, the recording technology is amazing. I did my last album on my phone too. The last album is more of like a almost following like Dogma 95 principles or something, where it's like I didn't alter really the sound. This one I kind of
hold on. What do you mean by that?
Like,
inform me.
Dogma 95 is this film movement started by Thomas Vinterberg and Lars von Trier, where it's like there's like these rules in place. Basically, you have to shoot handheld digital, no music unless it's diegetic or whatever. And there's all these rules in place to keep it like naturalistic. Like Julian Donkey Boy is probably the most famous American example, the Harmony Korine movie.
So do you mean like not a lot of post-production or not a lot of like
gear? Just meaning like, I mean, you can look it up online. I can't remember all the rules, but it's like, no period pieces, no like weapons or anything that's like not real, like it has to be like fly in the wall, like here and now drama,
like authentic.
Yeah. Or comedy, or I guess there's comedy examples too, but like, yeah. So that's what I have an album called I've Been Afraid of Changing, but I Built My Life Around You. And it's like, that's sort of the principle behind that, which that album is a very crazy, like noise, blues, comedy.
My 3 favorite genres.
Haiku.
Yeah.
Like
skits. You got skits on there?
Allusions to Basho and,
you got
all
some
the things
classic
that kids love,
Some classic Snoop Dogg skits in between the songs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But my new album, I recorded it on my phone, but I layered it. I mean, I use my phone and GarageBand sort of how we would use like a cassette 4-track 10 years ago.
So you'd record to your phone and then dump it to GarageBand and then mix it there.
And then I would listen to it on my computer while hitting record simultaneously. That is my phone.
So like putting a boombox up to another thing to record. Yeah,
that is an old school way to do it.
Dumping it back onto my computer and lining them up. It's not as hard as it seems. It takes like 10 minutes to make it really match. And then turn the fucking reverb up, which is important always. I think I love reverb, and that's what the album is. And it's like some old. I had this concept album I was working on for like a couple of years and I abandoned it. So it's sort of my Setting Suns or Who's Next, where some of the remnants of that concept album are on the album. And so there's some songs that fit in context of like a story that is no longer there and some new songs.
And what was the website again?
randyrules.bandcamp.com. Nice. Playtime. Yeah.
Nice.
I looked up the rules of Dogma 95 if we care to read them off or anything.
Let's hear a couple.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Shooting must be done on location. That's rule number 1. 2, the sound must never be produced apart from the images or vice versa. The camera must be handheld. The film must be in color. Optic work and filters are forbidden. Film must not contain superficial action. Temporal or graphical alienations are forbidden. Genre movies are not accepted. The film must be Academy 35mm, the film format, and the director must not be credited. Those are the 10 rules of Dogma 95.
The director must not be credited.
Yep.
That's weird.
It's fucking tight.
I definitely broke that rule, but
it was Dogma 94.
It's not a movie,
right?
Dogma 94.
Yeah, it's not a movie.
Well, why would they do that? Why would they say that the director...
Keep it pure, man.
Wow.
It's about the characters.
It's like taking out ego completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
It's amazing.
That's some NYU shit
That's
right
pretty
there.
fucking cool. Super
It's actually some Danish shit, but yeah.
So what... I love Danishes. What's next though? Like, how are you going to play shows for this album, or are you just going to record the next album?
I want to play some shows. I haven't. I'm just, it's hard to get stuff together. I don't have anybody helping me out, so it's sort of hard to get that together. But I want to play shows. I mean, eventually, maybe I'll record with Allie again. I don't know. Do Urbane Ponytail again, but who knows? As it stands, the band is inactive, but it won't be necessarily,
Right.
So.
Well, let me ask you. Let's just go around the table once again. Like, I'm going to vote. I'm going to raise my hand for being in a band sucks. Like, I know it has its moments, and I've been in good bands, and I've been in, and I don't mean like to our abilities, but like, good situations.
Yeah.
Right.
But by and large, like being scheduling practice and shows and getting everybody on the same page creatively or, whatever, like it kind of sucks.
Yeah, all that part sucks. And the whole, we've all had that thing where you like practices on Saturday at 1 and you wake up and you're like, I kind of hope someone cancels.
Oh yeah. The existential dread of being in a band.
You hate being that person too.
Yeah, but when 1 o'clock rolls around, you're still like, but when the practice is going good, you're like, I'm kind of glad I did this.
Yeah, when you're just like, rocking out with the boys.
Yeah.
And all
nice.
all the
That's the name of the podcast.
Rocking out with the boys.
And like all the cylinders are firing,
Yeah,
and like
it's good.
you're really feeling it. It's like the lyrics to Beth.
It's like doing a drug,
Yeah, dude.
It's like doing
goodness.
a drug. Like you feel great, and then as soon as it's done, you're like, I don't want to do that again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or playing a show, it's like, I gotta load all my shit up.
But when
Fucking
it's good,
sucks.
it's like fucking,
Yeah, it's great.
It is kind of. I don't know.
No, you're right.
Same thing with playing a shows, but like fucking, like practice is always fine because you can fine tune it and whatever. But playing a show is like fucking in that sometimes there's really good fucking and sometimes there's like.
Oh, playing shows like fucking in front of people. I mean, like, I feel like practice to me is always where the real fucking juice is at. I mean, there's been so many practices where it's like, I want to wheeze on that juice. And like, the practices, there's been so many where it's like, God, I wish we recorded that because we just jammed out this thing, and I know that I'll never remember how to play this. But
Yeah, and
fuck,
it's
it was
gone
good.
forever, dude.
Yeah.
Gone forever. I got into the habit of recording practices.
Oh,
And
dude.
That's where it's at because if you do wheeze that juice just right,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
it's like at least you remember it. Like you might not be able to recreate it, but at least it's not lost forever in a moment.
Well, one thing, it's good to record your practice just so you can like get an idea of how long your quote set is, how many songs you have, blah, blah, blah. But then, yeah, somebody might just riff something in between songs and then you got a whole new fucking song. Mm-hmm. But if you don't remember it, dude, that's the fucking worst. If you're done that on guitar, like just playing guitar and you don't record, like, I'll remember that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what was it? It was so good.
yeah.
Or better than shitty.
Better,
you know, like it was something that didn't suck. And it's like, oh, I've done that so many times. Like I have, the phone in my pocket. I could easily put it on the coffee table or on top of my amp or
The
something.
recording technology is amazing.
So much better.
I have 130 notes of recording notes on my, that's all just like whittly whittly. It's just little whittles around. But yeah, you could do it
Rest
on
in
your
peace.
voice notes. R.I.P. But I got GarageBand on my phone. I don't really use it that much because I have it on my computer. I can just do it there. But yeah, there's like no excuse to not make something. If you're sitting there and you're like, man, I want to pick up that guitar and write something. Fucking do it.
Sometimes reaching in my pocket is just asking a little too much, though. It's like, but it's the ego thing. It's like, this is so good, I'm gonna remember it.
Well, the second you hit that button, you're making a 50-50 gamble on whether or not the magic will stay or evaporate.
True.
Like completely.
Well, it's that scientific thing of like an observed object has changed. So once you hit record, is just the act of pushing record going to change?
Because if you're sitting and just like you're into it and you're like, fuck, I need to record this. The second you're like thinking about that and you have to stop and get your phone out and get the thing out and press record or whatever, it's like
The groove is gone.
Can you sustain the groove?
Well,
I guess?
that ties into the 95X rules or whatever it's called. Like once you have that thought, once that thought enters the front of your brain
95X,
and goes to
Edge
the back, 95Xmas, but once it enters your brain and goes to the back, the
Like a
juice
fucking bullet.
juice is wheezed.
Yeah.
It's fully wheezed at this point.
Well,
Because you're performing for your phone. You're performing for yourself, you know?
if you, I don't know, I used to have like a psychedelic band a while ago, and we just recorded every practice, every single one. Like I had a Tascam digital recorder. I still have it. And if I can find them, dude, I've got like fucking SD cards full of just like band practice. And after a while, once you like get to the point where you just record everything, then you always have those cool moments, like because then it's just a part of practice. You're not just like, I gotta hit record. It's like, no, I already hit record like before we even fucking started playing, like and that's always really nice.
That's what we did back in Purple Church. It was like,
Yeah, dude.
recorded not every practice, but a lot of practices because we were all just so fucking high that we couldn't remember those sweet little soundscape jams we went on, and it was cool. But, it sucks because I lost so many of those in the great hard drive crash of 2014.
Dude, that sucks.
I had a fatty, dude. I had a real 2 terabyte drive that just bit the dust.
That sucks.
And I know you can take it somewhere and pay hundreds of dollars for them to extract the stuff off there, but it's like, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to do that. I should. I still have the hard drive. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
One of these days when I hit it rich.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, wait until you're like sitting there 45 thinking about the past. And it's like, you know what?
I got 300 to spare.
Well, no, but by that time, technology had advanced so much, you can just go to fucking whatever the equivalent of Best Buy would be.
Yeah,
you can buy it online, like,
Walgreens or something.
and it's like
They
it's
have
just
a
like a little
little-
$10 thing. It's
Yeah.
like you just go zip.
It's like opening a mailbox and you just put the hard drive in
It's
there.
like a barcode scanner, basically. They just like scan the actual thing and it pulls all the information out of it somehow, you know? Like, who
God, I
knows?
hope, because there's some real pieces of shit on there that I just really need to hear again.
I've got a hard drive that came out of a computer. The hard drive is fine, but the motherboard and all that shit was fucked. But I just have this hard drive that has probably 200 to 300 songs on it, and like I can't listen to it. It's on this hard drive. I mean, I could easily just hook it up. But I don't know. Do I keep it? I still have it.
I feel like Atlee has like a way to do this. Or something like he was telling me about, like, bring your old computer by and I'll like take all the stuff off of it.
Yeah, he probably has some sort of like bay to plug it into or something.
I'm
I
not
could
trying
imagine
to
that.
like blow his spot up or whatever, but Atlee Hickerson may be able to take all your shit off your hard drive for free. So hit him up.
We were saying like once you hit record and the mojo is gone, I kind of feel this way. Like I will go to my little jam room and I'll record something, just make something up, and if I don't finish the song and I have to like stop, I will not go back to that song because I try to go back to it. I'm like, it's gone. Like what that is, there's
The
pieces
juice,
there.
the juice.
The juice is gone.
If I don't finish a song in one sitting, fuck it.
Do you feel that way?
I
With
can't do
music,
it.
Randy?
I'm sorry. What
Like-
were you guys?
It's like if you go to like sit down to if you're gonna like not do it on your phone, but like sit down and like record something, and you start recording it, you're like, okay, pause, stop. I'll come back and do this. Like if you're going like way too late, and then like I'll finish this in the morning. I'll come back and do the bass or whatever tomorrow. And you go back to it and you're like, I'm not feeling it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, in my experience, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, okay, there's been instances where I'm mixing something and I'm like, this fucking sucks. And I'm like, but then if I wait 2 weeks, one night I'll just be like, I'm going to go in there and not stop until this motherfucker is mixed correctly.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. And that's the same with like adding stuff. Like sometimes I'll listen to something over and over and over, you know, because I listen to my music when I'm mixing stuff and after I release stuff like constantly in my
Over
car.
and over,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I don't know. I do.
I would get obsessed with that shit,
Yeah.
dude.
And it's like if my music isn't good to me, then fuck putting it out anyway. You know, that's why I gotta listen to it. But sometimes I'll listen to something and I'll be like, damn, I need to take this guitar out or something. And like that's happened a few times and like you after like a week or two, you go in and redo the bass or fucking take a guitar
Or
out.
just it was like a hard pan on something. Yeah.
But there are days, where you do something, you're like fucking stoked on it, and then the next day you're like, this doesn't work. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, where was I going with this?
Yeah. Like, why did I make this terrible music?
Why did I think this was so cool?
Dude, I've got a couple of GarageBand files that are like I don't want to like waste space and just like save a thing and then go do another thing. I'll start recording something and I'll get like maybe not even a minute into it. I'm like, I'll have another idea. I'm like, it doesn't fit with the song, but I'm just going to use the same file and just cut a few more seconds.
Yeah.
And then like, let's just start another one up.
Yeah.
Just start up in the same thing. And then one I did is like, oh, I found a way to bridge it. And then you bridge it together and you like, you know, it's creation, man. However you want to create.
Yeah. I normally write stuff not when I'm sitting down with a guitar. I can't sit down at a guitar and be like, I'm going to write a thing. Can't do it. Like, I don't know. As soon as I sit down with a guitar, I just like forget how to write anything. Like,
No, it cannot be forced at all.
No.
I agree.
Being under the gun
yeah,
sucks.
I write music when I'm moving or when I'm driving. And I wrote a lot of music while I was waiting tables. Like, if I'm just like walking around cleaning tables and shit like that, I get
It's
a
like a
tune in my
melody,
head.
yeah.
Yeah, I like
So
normally.
you're like the
it's-
rockapella of the psych rock world.
Do you go to the bathroom, get in front of it, and go?
Oh, totally
That's
done that.
all my notes.
I've totally
That's
done
all
that.
my notes on my phone.
Yeah.
It's all
Or like
voices.
you'll just get a melody in your head, and the lyrics can be. It's like the whole like yesterday, like scrambled eggs, but it's like I'll get a weird melody and I'll just sing it into my phone, and then I'll like write, and it might not even end up being anything like that, but. Man, it feels really good.
Yeah.
And it's always gibberish.
Get
It's
something
always
out, yeah.
it's always dead lyrics or some dumb shit.
Like we talked about before, like making up jokey songs, just like it's like a melody pops in your head. You'll make up dumb fucking lyrics, but you'll end up singing the dumb fill-in lyrics around a lot. Like that's always fun.
I mean, sometimes like I always think about Monkey Gone to Heaven because like, and he cited T-Rex as like the T-Rex rule, I guess. Like if it sounds good, just fucking use it. Like who gives a shit what the lyrics are, you know? So like Monkey Gone to Heaven doesn't mean anything to him or whatever when he wrote it. It's just something that he had in place. And he was like, well, let's just keep this. It sounds cool, you know? So like, I don't know, man. I have this song, speaking of that I've been working on. So I've just been like, I've got to turn this into something, but it's just like, woman, you are such a lady to me. And then it goes, lady, you are such a woman to me. And that's like all I have. But it's like, I feel like this could just turn into like a badass, like, you know, pseudo like April Wine song or something, you know, like.
Dude, speaking of Monkey Gone to Heaven, I have something really embarrassing to say.
Let's do it.
So back in the MySpace days, before the parents infiltrated it and we jumped to Facebook, you know, and which will inevitably happen again. So I was living in Austin and I was single and I was young and I was like, you know, I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed and like ready to take on the world, or at least, you know, my apartment complex. And I got this fresh new haircut. Right. And it was like the faux hawk. Right. And I thought it was so cool.
Right.
And I had this like really cool to me, like necklace that I was sporting. It was new. I was in a new city. I was ready to like, you know, just go out, you know, and I was really feeling myself one day and I was like, man, it's time to upload that new profile pic. Like that really feeling yourself. Like I'm going to try to get laid.
catch yourself looking good.
Yeah. Like I got out of the shower, dried
Cock
off.
of the walk.
Yeah. You know, I put that, the bed head in my hair. I was ready to take on the town. And I was like, all right. So I grabbed my roommate's digital camera.
Nice.
Did you do like a shoot?
I did.
Multiple photos?
I did.
Digital camera. You remember that bullshit?
Oh yeah. I did. I did a digital solo shoot, you know, and I'm shirtless. Now I didn't show my titties because I never had pecs, but
That's about your fourth mistake.
I know, dude. It's just getting worse and worse. So I'm against this white wall and I'm like taking these cool, like, you know, the MySpace angles where you're like looking down, you're looking up. There's this one, I'm going to reenact it. Okay. So I'm holding the phone out in front of me like this. It's pre-smartphone days.
Right.
And I do like this. Like I'm putting my hand on my face, like I should be, like, oh God.
Yeah.
You know?
These are the days of like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. Like bright eyes, shit like that. Yeah. And
That's
I
your
kind
emo
of
picture.
And I kind of shake the camera
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
you
a
gotta
little
shake it.
like there's like a radio blur on it or
yeah,
something. And I think I look so cool. And I go and I this was before even, I think this might even have been before the SD card. So I like plug the camera into my ancient Gateway laptop. And I drag the 104 photos into a folder and I'm looking
45 minutes later.
yeah, I still don't have a shirt on. You know, my back is still wet. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is okay. Oh, that's the one. So what do? I bring it into Photoshop.
Oh.
You know, and I tweak it.
Sepia.
Well, it was the saturation was way down. You know, blur the edges, put a little vignette on it or whatever. And I'm like, all right, that's the one. We got a hit, baby. And I save it. And what do I name it? Monkey Gone to Heaven.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
.jpeg.
.jpeg. Yeah. And it's glorious 320 by 240 resolution at the time or whatever it was. It was like
So did it yield
0.1K.
results though?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was from all like the girls with the MySpace voodoo.
A lot of
like,
girls commenting, "Ooh, I like it."
Yeah, like but before Duck Lips was a thing.
Oh, for real? It
Yeah.
did
It
yield
did.
results?
Yeah, it didn't give me
That's cool, man.
not real results, just like
well,
virtual currency.
Whatever,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all you need is a little
Who gives
virtual
a shit? We're all
currency.
young. You know?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
about that all the time. It's like, God, if I could go back and like just dump into my body as a 16-year-old boy with the knowledge of a 33-year-old man, it's like what things we could accomplish. You
It'd be
know?
amazing,
Right.
dude.
Yeah.
But also, I'm also thankful that I'm a little older, but like I'm so thankful that I am part of the last generation that doesn't have a digital track record. Like, I mean, I had a MySpace and stuff like that, but like the stuff that might even be more cringy than that.
Yes.
Like
I
the
hear you.
box of photos I have under my bed from when I was a real awkward dork will never be digitized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like, if you're in your 20s, man, like that shit's all online.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your 13-year-old self was online, whereas my 13-year-old
Dude, fuck
self was
that.
not
Your
online.
toddler self. Parents are putting their fucking babies on
Yeah.
social
Dude,
media.
Nothing is cooler than a baby with an Instagram page.
Oh yeah. I
Right?
follow all of them.
I love it. That's all I follow.
Just moms putting
Mine's
their
just
babies
like
up.
babies and dogs and fucking ferrets, man.
Dude, and
Like,
food?
just like,
Breakfast?
Yeah, food. Oh, dude, are you at a fancy hotel? Like, let me fucking follow your Instagram.
I love it. I love local food connoisseurs. I
Dude.
love it.
I put some fucking bratwurst on my Instagram once.
Oh my god, that sounds great. I
Yeah.
do like bratwurst.
Yeah.
That it's brat worthy. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Bratwurst.
dude.
I don't normally take pictures of food that I buy, but I will 100% put pictures on my Instagram of food that I made.
Why don't
If
you
you got
post
a
it
gram,
after
you got a
eat it?
gram. Yeah.
I will occasionally snap a pic of a cortado.
Yeah.
If it's a really shitty spread, like the 4th of July one, we're like, I'm eating corn chips and a fucking Miller Lite or
Well, we
whatever.
talked about that a week or two ago, like
Yeah.
the vegetarian spread.
Yeah.
You go to a family cookout and you're just snacking.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
you got a
eating
shitty
bullshit.
beer and some chips.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
Maybe
That's all
like
I
a
got.
tomato slice or something.
Maybe someone brings a 7-layer dip. Yes. I can eat like a king.
I don't
I
know.
don't
man.
know. 7 layers implies sour cream, and I'm not down with that.
You don't like
Yeah.
sour
Sour
cream?
cream?
Oh, dude, I love a sour cream.
Let it be known.
I can't handle that shit, man.
Huh.
Let it be known. Randy Heyer,
Not a fan of sour cream.
not a fan of sour cream.
Olives, pickles, sour cream. I'm not into it.
I love all of those things.
I fucking hate olives. Olives suck, but I like pickles and sour cream.
Well, it depends. I like a sweet pickle, maybe. I like pickled vegetables. It depends on what it is.
I don't know.
What about a pickled carrot from a taco truck? They,
Oh,
they throw that little like handful of bullshit
oh,
on
the
the
fucking
top.
gosh, like,
go-
it's like a carrot.
I'll
And,
go
yeah,
all
all the
in on a
peppers.
pickled carrot. The pickled vegetables, like at taco trucks
the
or whatever.
the relish they call it.
The
Right.
relish. I mean, oh my
But you don't
God.
like a dill,
like
a spear,
dill pickle
a spear.
in a fucking jar in a bar, or a gas station. Like, no, thank you. I don't want
You
that.
never taken a big bite of a big.
Mustard is another thing I don't like.
Really?
I don't know,
I
man.
love mustard,
I'm
dude.
just not fucking with a lot of that kind of stuff.
Can I ask you, when's the last time you tried to do this? Because it could be something stemmed from childhood. There are things that I fucking hated as a kid, and then was in my 30s, I tried them. Like, this is actually fucking delicious.
no. I
Your
mean,
taste buds change.
I hear you, dude, but like I've gotten mustard put on a sandwich and be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll just wipe it off," and done it and been like, "God damn, I hate mustard taste." And pickles also.
fucking pickle drenched in mustard.
Like recently-
murdered my mom.
At least as an adult, this is how I've matured. I don't like those things anymore, but at least I'm not like, "Oh, I don't want it." I don't cry. I don't cry about it. I'm just like,
don't go, no, I don't want
I'm just like, look, I'll wipe the fucking mayonnaise off this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want it.
It's not
but,
tainted.
like,
I just don't want a lot of it on there.
I don't want it.
I don't like mustard, and you suck for putting it on, but I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well,
I don't have the
whatever,
time for you to
know?
remake this. Or
Yeah,
I don't want to fuck with
definitely.
you. Like,
People
Well,
are, it's okay.
when you go to
know,
restaurants,
like-
would you tell them not to put it on there? Because some people are like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
I will-
hassle. I'm like,
I'll
that's their
ask.
fucking job.
Yeah.
Take it off.
Yeah.
when I was
It's
a
a
kid,
job, but I've worked jobs, dude. Jobs. I mean, we're all getting grinded in the machine. Let's just not attack the worker. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
For sure.
Like we all live under this fucking. We're getting crushed under the heel of something that we don't even understand. Unseen fucking oppression. So like, the worker, anyone lower than you is carte blanche, dude. Anyway,
I agree, dude.
Yeah.
I totally agree. When I was a kid, though, I thought it would be really cool to say things like, hold the mustard. I just always wanted to say hold something.
No, hold
Yeah.
the mayo. There's nothing more class than hold the mayo.
Hold it. Just hold. No mayo. Hold the mustard.
Yeah.
dude.
Put it in your hand.
Show it
Easy.
to me.
Or easy mayo.
Man, that's a good one.
Easy on the mayo.
All this condiment talk and pickle talk really got me thinking about July 4th. And to close the show out,
Yeah.
so we're doing this new thing, Randy, where we ask a question on the weekend, and
Fuck yeah.
we might read
the singer of the weekend.
Yeah, we post a question. Got a meme in my head now. So last week we asked if you ever had a fireworks related mishap. Last week we did our big July 4th episode, and we got quite a few responses. I'm going to read one. Maybe Josh can read one. Maybe Dylan can read one. But I'll start at the top.
Sure.
And at Adam Lee Pack
Oh my goodness.
on Instagram.
We all know Big A, as he likes to be called.
He does. He does. Third degree burns from an 8th grade sparkler mishap. Had to spend the summer wearing finger condoms, quote unquote.
I remember finger condom.
They went great with my peach fuzz mustache.
That's hilarious.
Thank you,
We've
Adam.
got Geisen Girly, Giesen Girly. Once upon a time, my daddy would buy a trunk load of fireworks. We would shoot shit for hours on a farm in Red Rock, Oklahoma. As we got older, he still bought them, and he bought even more. As we added drinks and green to the mix, I don't know what that means.
green sparklers.
Things would get so fun once.
Fucking voting for Ralph Nader.
Right? Once while having Roman candle wars, we were adults, we knew better. Fire went through my shirt and my wedding bra.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I had enough to drink that I took it off and cried out loud, but about my bra with a burned hole through it. Who cared about my boob? We always had too much fun on the farm, thanks to my dad and tradition of the trunk load of fireworks.
Now, I need to ask, okay, wedding bra? Does that mean
sounds nice, but I don't know.
wedding bra?
I think it was maybe a nice bra.
Maybe
Like
it's
a
a
ni-
religious thing.
Maybe it's like a Mormon thing.
Yeah,
or
like a
something?
wedding-
I don't know.
I think it's geese and girly.
Yeah,
Maybe
geese
in their
and girly,
family,
girly,
it's
yeah.
like the lingerie you wear on your wedding night is sacred, and you
True.
will keep it forever. And when your marriage is going through
Yeah, but
trouble, bust it out or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what
I mean, we're just
Like,
hypothesizing here.
Yeah, I'm just.
My dad always told me it's better to burn the bra than to burn your tit.
Yeah,
You know, for sure.
Well, that's certainly true. I think so.
I burned so many holes in shirts doing bottle rocket wars as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I was just thinking. I have all these holes on the backs of my shirt, and I was like, "Why is that?" And today I was holding my cat, bringing him back inside, and I'm like,
Over the
"You
shoulder?
motherfucker! This is my cat, Captain Rap, who we were talking about earlier. He's a good boy, but anyway,
He's just helping you make it look cool, distressing it. You know.
Yeah, totally,
Yeah, I'm venging
dude.
this shit up for you.
It's looking nice.
What do we got next?
Brittany. I know Brittany. Hi, Brittany. When I was around 6, we went out to the country for the July party with a bunch of firefighter friends of our families. Everything was fine and dandy until we decided it was time to leave. My dad went outside to get me and take me to the car, and I remember... and I have no idea specifically what went wrong. All I remember is a firework falling out of the sky and catching me and my dad on fire. All the firefighters who were already drunk, all the firefighters who were already drunk by this point were able to get us put out. But to this day, we like to say that that's why my dad is bald. It's not. I haven't messed with any fireworks. In the 20-something years since. Needless to say, the 4th is not my favorite holiday.
Now, I'm picturing when I read that, I'm like, engulfed in flames, like that music video of the dude running down the street on
Wax.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of Beavis and Butthead. Or the cover of the Rage Against the Machine album, the first album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dope ass cover.
That's a real photo of a guy setting
Yeah,
himself
like
on
a-
fire
like a
and
monk,
protesting
right?
the
Yeah,
Lord.
self-immolation.
but,
Yeah. Lastly, we got C. Ingram. Dead Frogs and Everlasting Guilt. Now, I've never been that guy.
No.
When I was a kid, I might have blew up an anthill or two.
Oh,
Sure.
God, Dead
'Cause the
Frog.
firecracker fits right-
I am one of those guys.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
What is this?
I don't want to talk about
Hold on, young Dahmer over here.
Traumatized.
Yeah.
You killed frogs? Or
I
at least
killed
one?
a frog, a toad, and it was
Traumatic.
it's a horrible experience in my life. and I don't want to go. All
right, we won't.
Hey kids, don't blow up animals.
Well, thank you guys and gals for posting, and we will continue the newfound tradition of posting questions. I think it's
love
really
that.
fun. Yeah, it's
so cool that people respond and they're like, "Hey, here's
Oh,
our
you're
story."
not gonna read it? I'll read. Let's hear it. Did they blow a frog up with
that was it. No,
No,
just
that was
dead
it.
frogs and
Oh,
everlasting.
okay.
That's that. You know what?
Oh, as a kid, you
Says
know,
enough.
I remember going. Yeah, okay, do you remember?
Yes.
Like going over to like that kid's house. Like, okay, maybe you were that kid. I'm not trying to cast any like you know,
Right.
like
Kid
I know
shaming,
you or
right.
whatever. But like, I grew up in a house that was very together, like very rule based,
Structured.
Yes, and like I had some friends though that had parents that were like on the verge of divorce or something. It's not funny. I'm kind of laughing.
No, it is.
You know what I mean?
In retrospect,
And it's like
Yeah.
their teenage brothers are like smoking cigarettes
Yeah.
openly,
looking at Playboys.
Just- yeah,
yeah,
The
dude.
parents either aren't there or they
The
just
parents
checked
were like,
out.
"Fuck you, motherfucker!" And
Well,
I'm
they're
just
busy
sitting there
fucking.
watching like
Yeah,
Toxic
somebody else.
Avenger on TV or something. Like, you know, just like you can stay up as late as you want. And I'm like 8. But fuck, why did we bring this up?
Because we're talking about killing frogs, dude.
Oh yeah,
Fireworks, blowing up shit.
They had some M80s, which were like illegal.
Wait, hold on. Were they the classic red
They were
M80?
waterproof.
Or the silver
Yeah.
They
ones.
looked like
yeah.
black cats,
Yeah.
but they were
But
like
fat.
They had
fucking,
the
like-
wax around the
It
top.
was
Yeah.
like dynamite, basically.
All right.
Right.
We had some crawdads we had caught at the creek.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is some Ponca City bullshit right here. The creek behind their gate, we walked over it and like checked it out. We found some crawdads. We fucking rubber banded some M80s.
Wait,
to
you
these
brought rubber bands into the equation?
Yeah, we rubber banded them to these
Yeah,
crawdads.
that's premeditated, bro.
And we
That's
dropped them into a bucket and lit them, and they're waterproof, and they'd fucking explode in the water. It wasn't me. He was like, check this out. But that's like a fucked up. I mean, when you're a kid, but this is the same kid, dude. He took me to this chick's house, and this is like one of the beginnings of like me being like, ooh, girls, you know, like this girl is fucking cool. Like she has no rules at her house too, and she has like a Walkman
And boobs?
She played me. I will never forget this. We're resting. This seems like a common Ponca experience because it happened at multiple places between the side of the house and a fucking RV in the shadow of that in the heat of summer. And she was like, check this out. My uncle loves this music. And it was Unskinny Bop by Poison. And I was like, this rocks.
Well,
And
hold on,
then
wait.
inside her house, also, she had Wolfenstein 3D. And that was the first
Oh
time
my
I'd ever
God.
seen that.
Marry me.
Dude.
Marry me.
And she was like, I mean, I'll never forget that. I was like 8 years old, but that was just like, whoa.
Dude, mine was, we had a couple bad kids that sat in the back of the bus. Sean Vandiver was his name, and his like trashy 80s girlfriend. Like, and he was like the, have you seen Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
Yeah.
Assault
The
theaters.
brother.
The brother
Yeah.
that grew weed in his room and had the nudie girl poster with the chattering skull on the nipples.
Yeah.
The dishes are done, man.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He was him in my real life.
Did he have a motorcycle jacket?
Yeah, oh yeah, like leather jacket,
So
like
cool.
Iron Maiden t-shirt, making out with his girlfriend on the back of the bus, mullet, total mullet head. But he let me listen to his Walkman on the bus once, and it was like a rite of passage. I was just this little fucking nerd, you know, and he put it on. And as soon as I put the headphones on my ears,
It was already playing.
it was, yeah, because he hit play and he's like, check this out. And do you remember the song? And I don't know who sang it, but it was something, wild, wild west.
Yeah, the Wild Wild West.
yeah.
The music video was like
Wild Wild
sexy.
West. Yeah.
But there was a lyric as soon as they came on, and it was, gimme, Wild West, gimme, safe sex.
Yeah.
And my young virgin ears were like, safe? What is safe sex? What is sex?
Yeah.
Let alone safe sex.
Yeah.
Why
What's
is this?
unsafe sex? What is all
It's
these?
the unskinny Bob, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
But I was so horny for it. Like, and his girlfriend that he like tongue kissed in the back of the bus. I was like, oh, I aspire to be this guy one
man,
day, dude.
Totally.
Or to be with that girl that was older, and you know, you might have saw like a little bit of lace bra on the side of the like cut off sleeve shirt
Yeah,
or
man.
something, dude. The
Which
Kelly
our-
Bundy, dude.
Our version of that was like thongs coming out of pants.
The whale tail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whale tail. Dude, if I can like give one more little fucking like
Please.
niblet, dude. There was this family that lived across the street, and It was this dude named fucking Dennis. And he still lives there, but he like went through wives as I grew up on that street, and he lived like right across the street. But he had, like at one point had these like teenage boys that I thought were the coolest dudes ever. But his actual like biological son who lived with him was this dude named Vernon. And in my memory, he looked exactly like the villain in Karate Kid, like the blonde dude.
Oh, Johnny?
But he was like into like metal and stuff, and he had like a guitar, like a fucking whole setup. And one time I was walking down the street and he had his amp up against his window, and he had like a mic, and he was like, "Satan's gonna get you, Randy."
Oh my God.
He was like, "Satan's gonna get you. You better run. Satan's gonna get you."
What a fucking cool guy.
Badass,
Fucking
dude.
dope-ass
And he
dude.
worked at Hastings, and he was just like the dopest dude ever. Vernon
Satan's gonna
was
get
that
you,
dude's
Randy.
I bet his room
Even
smelled
his
like ball
name is
sweat
cool.
and skunk weed.
Dude,
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, he had like a hot girlfriend. He was just like fucking
What a
man.
cool
Vernon was
guy.
the man. He
It
was
was-
like Wooderson, you know? in Days
It was
Confused.
somebody to
He was
look
like
up
a real
to.
life Wooderson. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
That
Satan's
was
gonna get you, Randy.
that
Like,
held so much weight back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I don't know.
The Escape Club was the band that did Wild. The band.
Fuck
you remember
yeah,
the music
man.
video? It was like
Escape
the
Club.
Let me
legs.
guess, they were on a white background and it was a black and white video.
No, it's
No?
like it's where it's the mirror thing where there's like the girl spreading her legs and it keeps going in and out.
Okay, we'll watch it after this.
It's
We
nice.
have got to wrap it up.
Sexy.
But again, Randy Rules with a Z.bandcamp.com. Thank you guys for listening. Randy, thank you so much for coming on,
Thank
man.
you so much for
Thanks,
having
Randy.
me.
It was
good to
nice to
have you
meet
back.
you, Randy.
It was a nice
Absolutely.
return, man. Like our first repeat guest.
Fuck yeah, man.
It was
Thank you.
it was a good one, yeah. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.